Hi there, and welcome to this week's vlog after a little break. And the reason for that break, since my last vlog, is that we've been away on holiday. We've been to the beautiful island of Madeira. Not only Sue, my wife, and myself, but three generations of our family. So children and their spouses and their grandchildren. So we had a great time. We love Madeira. We've been a few times over the years to Madeira, and we love it every time. The weather was great, and we enjoyed the pool. We enjoyed just being there, being together as a family. The place we stay is a place called Cabo Girao, and it's one of the highest places in Madeira. In fact, just up from where we stay, the complex where we stay, is a well-known viewing point with a glass-bottomed platform. I'm not sure, took quite keen on going on that, but I'm not great with heights, but get a fantastic view from there over the Atlantic Ocean. In fact, the previous years it's been free to go there. Now they're charging €2. So I personally didn't go. I've seen it before, but nevertheless, we had a great time. And so we stay at Cabo Girao, and then down quite a way is the village. I think the village might be a small town of Camara de Lobos. Now, one of the reasons Camara de Lobos is well known, to some at least, is that Winston Churchill, former Prime Minister of the UK, used to go there reasonably regularly, I think, because he loved to be there and to paint. He was a bit of a painter. So it's, in fact, if you go down there now, there are a few places that have still got Churchill's name, like Churchill Restaurant, etc. So I can quite understand why he used to love going there and just enjoy being there and doing his painting. And from where we were, Cabo Girao, down to Camara de Lobos, there are a lot of steps. In fact, it's said, I have not actually counted them, there are about 3,000 steps, as well as the road bits or the pathways. And when we first came as a family in 2016, I walked down the 3,000 steps and then a bit later walked back up them. It was quite a struggle to get back up the steps, but I managed it. When we were last there as a family, 2019, I thought I'd try that again. So I went down with my son Chris, got down okay, and just wandered around, and then started way back up. And somewhere on the way up, I really wouldn't know what happened, but my body just decided you can't go any further. So I more or less collapsed, had to lay down on the steps. My body really shut down for a little while. I don't know how long, probably not very long. And then when I recovered, Chris, my son, who was with me, decided we better to walk back down, and I caught the bus back up. So that was a disappointment. I didn't make it back up the hill. So this time, 2023, I thought, well, let's give it another go. I am quite a bit lighter. I've lost quite a bit of weight recently. I think I'm probably fitter now than I was then. So I thought, let's give it a go. So Chris and I walked down. We had a look at the harbour, just a little rest. Went and had a coffee in a little cafe. And then we began the walk back up. And actually, it seemed not too difficult and made it right the way up. And when I got back to our villa, jumped in the pool. So refreshing. And we went early in the morning to avoid the main heat of the day. So that was a great accomplishment. I'd failed once, and this was 4 years later. I thought, well, I'm 4 years older. Will I be able to do it? But I did it. Very happy with that. And thinking about that experience, I was reminded as I was preparing for this Sunday service, and what a disappointment in one way that my this coming Sunday service starts when I'm preaching. I'm doing two services, but the second one starts at 11 a.m., which is the same time that the England women kick off in their World Cup final match. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to get home without knowing the score and watch it on recap as if live. So we're cheering on the Lionesses for Sunday. But the point I'm making, we've been doing it at church, a series on the book of the prophet Micah. And this coming Sunday is the final one in the series, Micah chapter 7, which I'm preaching on. And the verse that stuck out to me in terms of my experience in Madeira, the failure and then the success, is this. Micah chapter 7, verse 8. Do not gloat over me, my enemy. Though I have fallen, I will rise. Though I sit in darkness, the Lord is my light. It wasn't easy to be an Old Testament prophet because some of the prophecies that God gave to the prophets were tough words. People didn't like them. And Micah had a tough time, like many of the Old Testament prophets. But his confidence is in God. Though I have fallen, I will rise. Though I sit in darkness, the Lord will be my light. Isn't that great? Great words of faith. You know, sometimes on our Christian journey we fall, we fail, we mess up. But let's not just stay sat on the ground. That's not the end. Though I have fallen, I will rise. Though I sit in darkness, the Lord will be my light. And just as those words were true for Micah the prophet, so they can be true for you and for me. And that's good news. So God bless you. Thank you so much for listening today.